Brexit bin Habib warned the EU intends to sow divides in the UK to minimise the threat of a powerful Brexit Britain. Former Brexit Party MEP bin Habib insisted the EU is still concerned about the future for Britain. While speaking on Brexit Unlocked, Mr. Habib argued the EU is hopeful the frustrations around the fishing deal will help invigorate Nicola Sturgeon's argument for independence. He said the EU is hoping the UK will struggle following Brexit and therefore no longer pose a threat to the European Union in the future. Mr. Habib said, the EU sees the United Kingdom as a threat, it sees us leaving the EU as an existential threat to the EU itself. It needs us to fail. So it will do whatever it can to cause problems in Northern Ireland. We're already seeing a myriad of problems as a result of this border down the Irish Sea. And it will do the same in Scotland. So the Prime Minister again, as with fisheries, what the Prime Minister has to do, is provide a really good settlement for Scotland, one that the EU cannot challenge. And that, I am afraid, also brings me back to fisheries. Because if you sort the fishing issue out, you bring back control of Scottish fish to Scottish fishermen who are really suffering at the moment. In fact, they're suffering more now than they were under the common fisheries policy. That's how bad it is. So Boris Johnson has to make sure he resolves Northern Ireland so that he neuters the ability for Scotland to get independence. This neuters the ability for EU to use the populace of Scotland against the United Kingdom. Mr. Habib also highlighted the importance of the fishing trade deal going forward with the EU and the UK's relationship. He said, the reality is that we can only reduce the EU's quota after 2026 if we have their agreement and we will never get it. Or if we are prepared to risk them terminating the trade arrangement, aviation arrangements and haulage arrangements in the trading agreement. In other words, they would effectively have the right to rip up everything in the agreement that might be important to us. He noted the importance of investment into the fishing community to protect the UK fishing industry in the future. He said, the only way that the government can really address this awful fisheries agreement is by preparing the fishing industry positively to take back control. That will require proper grants, not the paltry 100 million that has been offered to the fishing community.